In a quiet Igbo village called Umuaka, there lived a young girl named Nkem. Her voice was so sweet that even birds stopped singing when she sang. Every evening, she sat under the tall palm tree near the stream and sang songs her mother taught her. The wind loved her songs. Each time she sang, a cool breeze blew around her as if the air itself was dancing. The villagers often said, "The wind loves Nkem," but no one knew how true those words were. One evening, the wind whispered her name softly. "Nkem, Nkem." She looked around, but no one was there. Nkem thought it was her friend, Chuka, playing tricks on her. "Stop hiding, Joe, Chuka." She laughed, but it wasn't him. The wind blew gently again and carried a soft voice that said, "Your songs heal my heart." Nkem became afraid and ran home. That night, she dreamed of a tall man dressed in white feathers, his eyes shining like morning dew. He smiled and said, "Do not fear me, Nkem. I am Ufele, the wind spirit. Your songs bring peace to the skies." When she woke up, her heart beat fast. The dream felt real, too real. The next day, Nkem went to fetch water from the stream. As she bent down, she saw a shining white feather floating on the water. She picked it up, and suddenly the wind blew so strong that her wrapper almost flew away. Then she heard the same calm voice again. "Keep the feather close. It will protect you." She hid the feather inside her basket. From that day, the wind followed her everywhere, at home, at the farm, and even at the market. People began to whisper that Nkem was special. Some said she was loved by a spirit. Chuka, who liked Nkem very much, noticed that the wind always played around her. Leaves would dance, and her hair would rise softly like magic. He worried that a spirit might take her away. One evening, he followed her secretly to the stream. He saw her talking to the air, smiling and laughing. But to him, she looked alone. "Who are you talking to?" he asked. Before she could answer, a strong breeze blew between them, pushing Chuka away. "Leave now," a deep voice said. Chuka ran home terrified. That night, Nkem sat by her window. The wind whispered gently. "Do not be afraid, my love," she asked gently. "Who are you?" The air shimmered, and Ufele appeared before her in human form. He was tall, handsome, and glowing faintly. "I am Ufele, the wind spirit," he said. "I have watched you since you were born. Will you be my wife?" Nkem's heart trembled. "I am only a village girl," she said. "You belong to the sky." But Ufele smiled and replied, "Then I will come to the earth for you." That night, the wind roared and the cloud formed a bridge of light. Ufele came down from the sky with spirits of the air, singing songs of love. They danced around Nkem as she wore a gown made of wood and white feathers. The villagers walked to see lights dancing in the sky. Some said it was lightning, others said Nkem had gone to the spirit world. By morning, she was gone. Only her footprints remained, glowing softly in the sand. The wind was calm for many days after that. Nkem opened her eyes and found herself in a beautiful palace, floating among clouds. The walls shimmered like silver mist, and gentle winds sang around her. Ufele smiled. "This is your home now, my queen." She was given servants made of air who could change into butterflies. Every morning she sang, and the skies became bright again. Ufele loved her deeply and gave her everything. But sometimes Nkem missed her village, her mother, and her friend Chuka. Days turned to weeks, and Nkem started to feel lonely. Though Ufele loved her, she longed to walk on the earth again, to touch real trees and hear the sound of drums. One night, she told Ufele, "My spirit is happy, but my heart misses home." He looked sad but said, "You may visit, but remember, never let anyone touch your feather. It holds your spirit." Nkem promised. The next morning, the winds carried her back to the village softly, like a leaf falling from the sky. Nkem returned. Everyone was shocked. They thought she was gone forever. Her mother cried with joy, and Chuka could not believe his eyes. "You are alive?" he shouted. But Nkem has changed. Her skin glowed like the moon, and when she spoke, the wind followed her words. People bowed when she passed. Still, Chuka noticed something strange. Nkem always wore the same white feather in her hair. One evening, children played near Nkem's hut. One of them wished to touch the shining feather. Before Nkem could stop him, the boy pulled it off. Suddenly, the sky turned dark. The wind screamed loudly, throwing dust and leaves into the air. Nkem fell to the ground, crying, "No, my feather!" The villagers ran in fear as a storm rose over the village. Ufele's voice echoed through the thunder. "You broke the promise." The storm did not stop for 3 days. Trees fell, huts shook, and the river overflowed. Nkem cried by the stream, holding the broken feather. "Please forgive me," she begged. Ufele appeared in the middle of the storm, his eyes filled with sadness. "I warned you," he said. "You belong to the wind now. You cannot stay among humans." Nkem begged, "Please let me say goodbye." Ufele nodded slowly. Nkem went to her mother's hut and held her tightly. "Mama, I must go back to the sky," she said. Her mother wept. "But you are my only child." Chuka came running, shouting, "Take me with you, Nkem." But she shook her head. "You are of the earth, Chuka. I am of the wind." She gave him the broken feather and whispered, "Keep it safe." When the breeze touches your face, know I am near. As dawn broke, a calm wind lifted Nkem into the air. The villagers watched as her white gown turned to mist. The storm stopped, and sunlight filled the land again. Ufele took her hand, and together they rose into the cloud. "You will sing for the skies forever," he said gently. From that day, each time the wind blew softly through the village, people said, "Nkem is singing again." Years passed. Chuka kept the feather inside a wooden box. Whenever the wind blew through his hut, it lifted the lid and brushed the feather softly. He would smile and say, "Welcome, Nkem." The feather never lost its glow. Sometimes, children would hear a soft song in the breeze and dance to it. The villagers called it the song of love between earth and sky. Many years later, when Chuka became old, he planted a palm tree by the stream where Nkem was sang. Every morning, the wind cycled the tree, making music with its leaf. The villagers said the tree was blessed by the wind spirit. Women who touched it found peace in their hearts, and children who played around it laughed all day. And so, the story of Nkem and Ufele was told for generations. The girl who married the wind and sang for the sky forever. If you love this story and you always want me to continue mystery story, please always subscribe. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you.